Hey guys, my name is badoomtch, and today I'm going to be telling you 10 tips in Starbound that I wish I knew when I first started playing the game. These tips aren't necessarily for advanced players, but definitely for beginner players. They'd help me a lot throughout the game. My first tip would be to make tools as early as you can, because the matter manipulator just isn't as good as any of these tools. So your probably first tools that you'd make are the stone axe and the stone pickaxe. I'm going to show you just how they would work. So here's the matter manipulator destroying dirt. It doesn't take too long, but it does take a lot longer than the pickaxe. So here's the pickaxe breaking the dirt. The pickaxe breaks it a lot faster, and it also breaks a 3x3 area, which is pretty cool, and it gets work done a lot faster. Here's the matter manipulator attempting to break a tree. I'm not even going to break this tree just because it's going to take so goddamn long, but it will take a while. Now here's the axe trying to break it. The axe makes very short work of the tree, and it does fall almost immediately after. So this isn't the most useful tip and not the tip that I use most often, but it does help you in certain situations like this. So when you break this tree, you don't want it to fall all the way down there. You can actually control the direction of which way the tree falls. It depends which side you stand on it. So if you stand on its right side, it's going to fall to the left, and you stand on its left side, it's going to fall to the right, which makes sense. But you won't figure it out normally just by yourself until like you have a sudden realization that way I'm actually controlling which way this tree falls. And it does actually help you in certain situations, like when you don't want all the logs to fall into a cave or a tiny little hole. So something not a lot of people know, and it's actually really helpful, is how to place and break walls. So you place and break walls just by right clicking. I've never done it until I got told. And yeah, all you have to do is just right click to break the walls. And if you ever wanted to place a wall out of any material, you just right click and place the wall just as you would in Terraria. You can also do this with wood and a bunch of other materials. So when you die in Starbound, you have to put up with some ridiculous animation. You know, it's cool the first like 2 or 3 times, but then you just don't want to watch it anymore, and you kind of just like play with your phone whilst you're respawning. But you can actually skip this animation just by pressing escape. So instead of having to deal with the whole like, you know, you creating again, you getting created again, you can just press escape and it just puts you right back into your ship immediately. This feature would have been very useful in Terraria. So when you first start getting iron, something that I'd really recommend you do before you build anything else is to build the iron hunting bow. It has helped me a hell of a lot, and it does a hell of a lot more damage than most of the other tools. So let me just show you here. The normal wooden bow would never ever be able to kill any of these enemies in one hit, and it just helps you a lot. I tend never to use my sword anymore. All I do is use this bow because it's so overpowered. So if you're at a cave and you want to take a look around, but you can't like look around even when you try and go down, you can actually hold control and move your mouse around, and it will show you to the edges of the screen. So you can see there'd be a cave in the top right, or you can see that you're actually not too far away from the surface. And obviously further down you can't see anything because there is no light, but if there was, you would know. Something that seems obvious but you may not even know is that you don't have to walk all the way back to your home. You can just go to your ship and then go straight back down again, and this is a much faster way than walking all the way back to your home. Something that may not be beneficial to everyone is that you don't have to press E to open and interact with things. You can actually just middle click, and this helps me a lot more. I feel like instead of walking and having to press E as if I'm running away from something, it doesn't have a negative impact as I walk. I can just use middle click, and I feel much more accurate and feel like I am moving more freely whilst using middle click. But like I said, it's not something that everyone would rather use. In your ship, you're probably aware that you're meant to put fuel in it so you can travel to other locations. Instead of putting coal, which is what most people use, you can actually use wood, and this is much easier to get. So I've already filled up my ship, so I can't show you it again. But wood is very easy to collect, especially with a stone axe, and you just get a lot more of it, and all you need is 1,000 to fill it up, which sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's probably about 15 minutes, 20 minutes worth of work. And speaking of other planets, don't go to them in the early game. You're going to want to be prepared. You're going to want good armor and good weapons, because the animals and mobs on your planet are level 1s. The animals and mobs on other planets tend to be around level 10, and you need to be prepared for those guys, otherwise they're going to just one-hit you, and it's going to get you very frustrated. If you have any of your own tips, make sure you leave them down in the description below, just because the game is less than a week old, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to learn how to play the game better, and just little tips that other people have learned that they may not know. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. And if you haven't already, make sure you like the video and subscribe.